All right, now the Fed proposing, as we mentioned, these new guidelines on pay practices at banks, saying in total it will launch a review of the 28 largest firms to ensure compensation packages do not create incentives for the kinds of risky investments blamed for the financial crisis. That's what this is all about. Let's get more, though, on this story. For that, let's bring in Congressman Tom Price, a Republican from Georgia who is on the House Financial Services Committee. He joins us from Capitol Hill. So, Congressman Price, let me ask you, what's your reaction to this move by the administration?
Well, I guess Mr. Feinberg's had such great success running private companies that now he wants to set compensation for everybody. The fact of the matter is that just like your mom told you and mine told me, two wrongs don't make a right. That we ought to end this bailout mentality that we have. We ought to end the governmental involvement in the private sector. That's the only way to determine and fix the best avenue out of the dilemma than the challenge that we're in right now.
Are you saying
not
that
to have the government get more involved?
Are you saying by putting more restrictions, more government involvement, that's going to prevent these firms from getting better and eventually repaying back the taxpayer?
Well, sure. I mean, when the government gets involved, all it does is lengthen the amount of time that it takes for private industry to get back up and get rolling again, and it makes it so that the depth is deeper than it would otherwise be. The government doesn't know how to run these companies. You know that. What we do need is appropriate and vigorous regulation. We need appropriate and vigorous regulation. We don't need to be setting salaries for individuals in the private sector.
Didn't we need that regulation several years ago so that we didn't get into this mess?
Well, sure.
I mean, we have to kind of accept the government bailed out the firms, and now we have to oversee the executive compensation. It seems like it's only fair.
No, you don't. Absolutely not. What we ought to be doing is running toward the door and making certain that we get the government out of the private sector. As long as the government remains in the private sector, then what we will do, again, is prolong the recovery and deepen the depth of that downturn that we've seen.
Let me ask you, Congressman Price, we're going to talk with John Cornell from Jones Day a little bit later. He's a compensation specialist who says that, hey, these restrictions do not deal with the underlying cause of the credit crisis, which was a lot of leverage and a lot of risk-taking. What kind of regulation do you think we need specifically to deal with what was the cause of the problem?
Well, we need to make certain that the regulators don't look at things out there in the marketplace and say, oh, that's not my job to regulate it. The fact of the matter is we have regulators that ought to be doing their job. We need to charge them with doing their job and making certain that every financial product that's out there has somebody looking at it. And when you do that, then somebody's responsible and accountable for what's going on, as opposed to what we had, which were the regulators saying, oh, no, I've never seen that before. That's not my job. And they ran right up the middle. This hasn't been a failure of free market capitalism. It's been a failure of the regulators to do their job, and so we ought to fix that, not fix the salaries.
It's going to be an issue that will be debated for decades. Congressman Price, thank you so much.